I always lift my eyebrows right before I say hey. Anyway, there they go. Hey! So, hey everybody, it is Tom, and we are back with another thrilling edition of Heartstopper-ish Reads, where we talk about a book that has a queer focus and makes you feel good, which is what makes it a Heartstopper-ish read. Regarding the next Heartstopper comics video, I'm working on it, which means I haven't started it yet, but it's gonna get done. It's gonna happen. But because this weekend was a little bit busy on my end, I did nothing video related at all. So, but I still wanted to make a video, so here we are right now at this moment. Also, if I seem a little out of sorts, it's because I left my home and socialized with humans today, and as an introvert that is extremely exhausting for me. So especially because I only knew one person really at the whole thing, so, and it was the host, so they were super busy all the time, so like I am maxed out right now. So great time to make a video. Anyway, okay, so in previous Heartstopper-ish Read videos, we have talked about If This Gets Out, great book about love in a boy band. We've talked about Date Me, Bryson Keller, which is a great fake dating to real dating kind of situation. Last time we talked about Red, White, and Royal Blue, which features a romance between the son of the President of the United States and a Prince of England, and it is very good. So today, the book we're going to talk about today does technically kind of fit the qualifications, but in the feel-good aspect, it's not as feel-good as some of the other books we've looked at, but you should still read it, so listen. Okay, so the book we're talking about today, many of you may have already read or may know about, but I'm still going to talk about it because it is a fantastic book. It is fantabulous, and other made-up words. All words are made up, technically, so. Anyway, Cemetery Boys, dun dun dun, by Aiden Thomas. Okay, now this book is a good frigging book. First of all, this book is about a trans main character, a trans guy, and it is written by Aiden Thomas, who is a trans guy, so excellent. Also, the main character is Latino, and so is Aiden Thomas, so it is great representation in a lot of ways. So anyway, let's talk about this book. All right, so the main character, his name is Yadriel, okay? And he is part of a family with essentially magical powers, but their powers are specifically based around the dead. So their patron goddess is Lady Death, and she granted their family powers long ago. So the powers, unfortunately, are segregated by gender. So the women of the family have healing powers, so they can heal people. That's what healing powers are. And the men of the family, they have the power to sever the tie that is keeping a ghost tied to this world and release them to the afterworld. Okay? Yeah, you following me? Okay. I swear, this is a really good book. Okay, so Yadriel is a trans guy, and this causes an issue for this family because they are very gender segregated. So like all through his childhood, people are like, oh yeah, you will be able to heal, you will learn to heal, and he's just like, I'm just not feeling it, man. And then at one point, even his mom tries to like help him try healing, and it does not go well. It does not go well. So like it's very clear that this is not like in his wheelhouse. So when we start the story, Yadriel is, I want to say he's 16 when it starts. He's around that age, like 16, 17. And basically he wants to prove to everybody that he is a guy. He has the two groups, the men and the women. The men are the brujo and the women are the bruja, right? I do not speak Spanish. I am so sorry if I am butchering this. Please forgive me. Okay, so Yadriel wants to prove that he is a brujo. And so his cousin Maritza, who is this like kick-ass, awesome character, she has secretly been learning how to forge the special daggers that the brujo use when they come of age. They get this dagger that they use to sever the tie between a ghost and the world of the living. So her dad is the one who makes these things. So Maritza has secretly been learning how to do it, and so she makes one. It's called a Wow, I cannot speak Spanish. I'm so sorry. It's called a portaje. And we'll just call it a dagger. I'm so sorry. Okay, so Maritza makes a dagger for Yadriel. And they're going to go. So what happens is, when it's time for a member of this family to come of age, there's a big ceremony, and the child in question does some kind of ritual to Lady Death, and then Lady Death like officially grants them their powers. Okay, so Yadriel was not allowed to partake in that because he has shown no healing abilities, and that's what the family thinks. Like, he's out to them at this point. They know that he's a trans guy, and he's been saying like, "Oh, look, guys, I'm a brujo," but they're like, "No, tradition." So that's an exact quote, by the way, including the so in the dead of night, Yadriel and Maritza sneak out to the old church to do the ceremony by themselves so that Yadriel can get his brujo powers and prove to everyone that he is legitimately a brujo, that he's not meant to be a girl because he's not a girl, because he's a trans guy. So they go out to the spooky church, and they do the ceremony, and it works. Hey, but what also happens is a ghost appears. Oh my god. So this ghost is Julian, who is actually from Yadriel's school, and Yadriel doesn't really know him. He just knows that like Julian is bad news. Like, he's a bad boy. He does bad things, or so Yadriel has been led to believe. So Julian has no idea how he died or why he is there. But Yadriel is like, "No, this is good, because I can release you from the mortal realm, like, allow you to pass on, and this will show my family that I really am a brujo." So they kind of forge a deal, because Julian wants to know what happened, and he's worried about his friends, because basically the last thing he remembers is he was walking through the park with his friends, and one of his friends was attacked by this random guy, and Julian ran up and tried to protect him, and then he doesn't remember anything else. So Yadriel and Maritza promise to help him kind of figure out what happened, or at least check on his friends, and then Julian is like, "If you do that, then I will let you release my soul and prove to your family that you're a super cool brujo," and everything like that. Okay, so that's the basic plot. Or at least the beginning of the story. And what is so great about this story, about this book, is, first of all, the characters are awesome. I love Yadriel. Maritza is a freaking badass. Julian is just my heart, Julian. The dialogue is excellent. The romance that builds between Julian and Yadriel as the story goes on is really beautifully done, and just so heartbreaking, because Julian is a ghost. This is not going anywhere good. But they also have some really funny moments, and just it's just a really good story. And there's a lot of really cool mythos wrapped into it. So like, you have all of just such a rich description of like the culture and the family values and just everything that's going on. It's just so well realized and really, really well done. But yeah, at the center of it all is Yadriel and Julian falling in love. And I will not spoil it, but you need to read this book, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. And I am someone who I go for the light and fluffy. I want to read something that's going to make me feel good and nothing else. And this book is not strictly feel good, but it will make you feel good. Like, there are some amazing moments just of Yadriel coming into his own, and Julian asking him some very good questions about, like, well, why do you need to prove yourself? You're a guy. You're a brujo. I mean, Lady Death literally gave you her blessing. What more do you want? But Yadriel also, of course, is like, well, this is my family. Like, I need them to acknowledge me. I need them to acknowledge that I am part of them. So yeah, like, there is, yeah, and as a trans guy myself, like, obviously I relate very much to Yadriel and the things he's going through. Like, there's one particular scene with his grandma that's just like, because it's clear that she just doesn't get it. She wants to support him, but, you know, she keeps calling him by his dead name, and, like, at one point she says the thing which I think a lot of trans people have heard before, which is, she says to him, "You'll always be my little girl." And he's just like, "Oh my God, Grandma, why?" So I have not had that specifically said to me, but I have had that sentiment related to me from a relative after coming out. So it is really hard to deal with that kind of stuff. So yeah, there are definitely, like, Yadriel faces an uphill battle here. He's dealing with a really traditional family with very traditional gender roles, but trying to lead them into a more accepting future. And, you know, it's, again, I won't spoil it, but we get to see him accomplishing some pretty amazing things. And I will say, the climax of this book, like, the final battle, it's not really, well, kind of, but the final showdown of this book is amazing. Like, it's really, like, you will be crying, you will be screaming, you will be happy and sad and angry and all the feelings. It's just really good. So yeah, now obviously I'm sure there are people out there, I'm sure there are people that this is just not the book for them, but you should at least give it a try because it is so good. I've read it a bunch of times because I love it. And as usual, like, I'm in it for the characters. That's my main criteria with almost every book that I read. I have to like the characters. I have to relate to them and feel the connections between them. And this book totally delivers on that. Like, there are so many good characters in this. There are trans characters. There's a vegan. Maritza is a vegan. So that's another really cool thing about this, that Maritza, okay, so the women's power of healing, they typically use animal blood as kind of part of the ritual. But Maritza is a really good healer, but she's a vegan, so she does not use animal blood. So that's another interesting sort of thing. So Maritza and Yadriel are kind of the outcast to a certain degree, because Yadriel is going against the gender norms of the family, and Maritza is going against their tradition of being, you know, meat eaters and people who use animal blood and stuff like that. So there's just a lot going on. And again, Julian, great character, very, very cool. But yeah, I feel like I might not be doing a great job of explaining this book, but trust me, you should read it. Okay, yeah, if you have read this book, I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Don't give anything away. Don't be too spoilery if you do talk about it. But yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts. If you end up reading it, let me know what you thought. And yeah. Okay. So as usual, if you would like to be friends on social media, you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram. I will probably follow you back. And if you want to watch me getting murdered by ghosts... Oh, no. Oh, not again. Please, no. Bye. You can follow me on Twitch. I play Phasmophobia and some other horror games on there fairly regularly. No, that's a lie. I play them like roughly once a week, but sometimes I miss a week. So yeah, I'm tired. Yeah. How you guys doing? Are you guys doing okay? There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on. Okay. All right. Well, that is all from me right now. That's all from me for right now. I hope to talk to you guys again later. And if you'll notice, I'll just duck down so my hair is not blocking them. You can see the little trans flags up there. So I posted about this on Instagram, but I had a party the other day. Party is a bit of a strong word. I had some friends over for a game day, but also to celebrate the fact that I finally got my name legally changed a few months ago, but it didn't work out for us to get together until just now. But in any case, they brought me this amazing freaking cake from a vegan bakery that had like the trans colors and then those flags on top of it, and it was amazing and very delicious. I just finished the last piece of my portion today. But anyway, so they have added to my decor now. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I always love reading your comments. Follow me on the things and let's be friends and stuff. And I also talked about this on Instagram and Twitter, but I have a young adult book coming out later this year called Guardians. It's about queer kids saving the world. So if you want more info on that, you can check my Twitter or my Instagram or go to my website at tjbear.com. So, marketing. All right. But it's not available anywhere yet. It's not even up for pre-order yet, so I'm probably super premature. So you'll hear me talk more about this later. All right. Okay, that is all from me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and goodbye.